Alright, hello everybody. I'm going to be talking about individuality and conformity and how the two of them can take shape. First off, I think individuality and conformity are very interesting. Many qualities birthed from the two are innate, born within us, primal instincts. As well, there are qualities acquired by many things, be it school, work, home, and these are umbrellas that different acts, I'll explain it, the things that whether it be indirect or direct, they allow for individualistic and conformative qualities to be had. So these umbrellas, school, work, home, that these different acts fall under, that individuality and conformity are tied into. It's very broad, stay with me. It's easy to describe this sort of phenomenon with them, but two, there are acts we all do with individuality and conformity, find in with, like going to the store or riding your bike around. These I don't believe you'd consider to fall under said umbrellas, school, work, home, but they concur individualistic and conformative qualities. But what does it mean to acquire qualities that are individualistic or conformative? Well, it's for there to be any trait produced by the two that are implanted within us from external sources, usually against what our individual natures are inclined to. And the craziest example I've ever heard for this are school uniforms. But really what I specifically want to talk about are dandelions. A lot of people do not know that you can actually eat dandelions, the entirety of them, the juices of the stem to the stem itself to the petals of the flower, you can eat them. But it is apparent now that the consumption of dandelions is not normalized. But after learning, I'll get to it in a second, that they're incredibly nutritious, having essential nutrients like vitamin A, C, K, and folates, folic acid, vitamin B9, folates help structure DNA synthesis and cell repair. So yes, dandelions actually do make you smarter. They also have antioxidants like flavonoids and polyphenols, which help to reduce inflammation as well as fight oxidative stress. This being particularly important, oxidative stress in simple terms is the imbalance of antioxidants and free radicals. Free radicals are unstable molecules that are made during cell metabolism, and an imbalance of antioxidants and free radicals leads to cell damage. In a large scale, this cell damage can lead to cancer and Alzheimer's, these kind of, cell influxes and degenerative kind of these conditions, they're linked to this imbalance. And an imbalance of these are caused by a multitude of things, most commonly it being pollution or cigarette smoke, whatever. But, this is not a science lesson, and I'm also not here to convince you to eat dandelions. Back to the point, after learning that they're incredibly nutritious, it's to be asked, why do people not eat them? Or rather, why do we kill them? It's very aesthetic, a clean lawn with no weeds or tall grass or whatever else, but they don't look that good. And for most, it's a sort of status symbol. And with this follows a kind of conformity. Every lawn looks the same with nothing in them except very green grass. So why do people feel compelled to do this? So basically, a long time ago in European aristocracy, big lawns deliberately wiped of any nature like plants and weeds were a totem of the high class, since it signaled that they didn't have to grow crops, they didn't have to farm, they had people feeding their food to them. And this weird kind of tradition practiced lingered on and is still around. Yet today it's not only practiced by European kings, aristocrats, it's also practiced by poor people, middle class, whatever. And I believe this is actually a great showcase of how individualism is important and how it extends past its common surface level qualities that is commonly as a whole perceived as, like, I'm special because I wear my clothes differently, I'm not a sheep like you guys, But to conclude this and simply conceptualize and bring together my example of lawns and dandelions, if it's not already obvious. Individualism shines in us all, but it is not individualistic to have a cleaner lawn relative to your other poor neighbors in a fashion that's, seemingly luxurious to you or whatever it may be. You could have had dandelions and avoided getting Cancer. You're not a European king. Stop conforming to their weird traditions and eat healthy and make your own decisions. The end.